It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. It is 7 a.m. and I hear rain.
Yes, again.
I think it's been raining all night.
Not again, still.
Still, constant. Yeah. Oh, well, January's about over. Come Saturday, it'll be February. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Time flies faster and faster every year.
It can, as long as it's winter. Get past winter, then slow down during spring, you know. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. David Stroud's in the director's chair today. Our guest today is going to be Denis, Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. And if you got your computer nearby where you can open up another screen, perhaps you're watching online, go to arkansasgameandfish.com. You can follow along with Denis, myself here, coming up here in just a few minutes. Down on the Corner is brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, the very best coffee in town. Denis and I, and David's got some coffee. Yeah, there you go. I still have. I have to update
That is
this.
good stuff, I'll tell you.
2006 World Series champions, and when I need the 2011.
I think you're going to have to give me this cup because I grab it every time. FMBC.
It's all yours.
It's it's like became my cup.
You're easy, Dale.
Oh, anyway, Brood Awakening Coffee, 3 locations to serve you. And of course, we had Tobias Pugsley here and Cindy, and they said, yes, the coffee shop is in the lobby.
Right, confirmation.
Yes,
okay.
there you go.
For
So it's
sure.
in the lobby. So they have a nice coffee bar there in the main lobby of Baxter Regional. And if you're having to go out to the hospital and need to enjoy some coffee, well, Brood Awakening's right there. And then they got Balmer Boulevard, which at 7:02 in the morning is going to be busy with all the school traffic. And out by Anytime Fitness, 62 East Plaza is what I call it. Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
Yeah, I was going to grab lunch in town and drove past the Balmer Boulevard one at lunchtime.
And
There was 3 cars stretched on one side, 2 on the other.
there you go. Boy, they stay busy.
That's
Yeah.
how good they are.
That's how good they are. Yeah, I mean, Mike and Steph do a fantastic job at all 3 locations. And I'm very impressed. You know, I normally use the 62 East Plaza area out there is where I go. And boy, you know, great staff. They know their stuff. You get your blends, your mochas, your lattes. I mean, if you can think it up, they can blend it. He's got a menu board that'll stretch from here to the jukebox over there, you know.
Anything you want.
Anything you want. Anyway, check out Brood Awakening Coffee with 3 locations to serve you. Once again, if you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state of Arkansas to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in town, you talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris. Perhaps there may be some new folks out there that I've not met yet, but when they say with all our respect, that's not just the motto, that's how they do it. They are very, very good. And passing of a loved one, emergency, non-emergency, I mean, you know, a passing of a loved one after an illness, whatever it may be, the situation, they can handle it. And they take a lot of that burden. So, you know, when that happens, you know, oh, what am I going to do? You know, just million thoughts.
Right. Let them
Let
take care
Roller
of it.
handle it.
Yeah.
Let Roller handle it. Get through the
And
bad
they can.
situation. They can handle it. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, you just have to love election year. Crawling out of the woodwork are candidates claiming all sorts of promises. Lord, we the voters look for 2 things, truth and honesty. We're tired of hearing about our tax dollars going to countries that hate us, especially when we have veterans that are homeless and hungry. We're tired of hearing about taxes, whether cuts or raising them. Just balance the budget and quit spending more than you take in. Lord, we're happy with the economy growing. The job market is excellent, and we can say Merry Christmas during the Christmas season. We want this to continue. I say thank you for your blessings. This is my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. It's time to check the weather. Brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. We'll take a peek at the river. No fog because
no
the
fog.
rain has got the fog. Kind of a gray day here, and probably that way across the region. I'm looking at the radar right now from St. Louis to Springfield and all the way down into Louisiana, Mississippi, but we'll get that in a minute. Oh, I got a frog that won't hop today. Anyway, 62-412 bridge to the left side of your screen, about the 9 o'clock position there, the city of Cotter. It's a great little town here in Baxter County, Arkansas, north central Arkansas. The river separates Marion County from Baxter County. If you're unfamiliar with the area, perhaps you're watching out of state. And Cotter, Arkansas is a great place to retire. It's a nice little town and great folks there, along with all the other good folks we have in north central Arkansas. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and check out the live cam. You can see this. You can take a picture of it throughout the day. And Scooter likes to watch it when there's thunderstorms because you can see the lightning all the way to the Missouri border on that. So, morning look at the White River, brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Be sure to check out all the listings if you're getting ready to retire, perhaps later on in 2020, thinking, what are we going to do? And so let's invite you to either southern Missouri or north central Arkansas. Call the Z-Team, and they've got the team ready to help you in Missouri and Arkansas, from Marshall to Mountain View, Mountain Home, Salem, Gainesville, West Plains. Hey, they're ready. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. For all your real estate needs, call the Z-Team today. Weather-wise, we're at 35 degrees right now, rain across the region, 35 in Mountain Home, 36 in Flippin, 35 in Harrison, 36 at Yellville, 33 in Salem, Arkansas, which is 35 at Calico Rock, 39, wow, warm spot there, 39 in Mountain View, Arkansas. Around the region, St. Louis reports 30 degrees. It's 33 at Poplar Bluff and West Plains, 34 at Branson, but 20 in Watford City, North Dakota. They've had a mild winter up there.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like minus
15 one day.
No, man. Bitter cold up there. But that's not bad for northern North Dakota. Of course, we have the usual showers from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington to Vancouver, British Columbia on the west part of the country there. A little bit in Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, I should say, around Riverton and Cheyenne, Wyoming, and then a little bit just north of Denver. The main body of precipitation you can see there from the Florida Panhandle to southern Mississippi, back up to southeast Arkansas, up into northern Arkansas, then most of Missouri, southern Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, getting some showers that stretches up into Iowa. So we'll go ahead and we'll zoom in on the great state of Arkansas this morning. We'll check those roads for you, then we'll look at the conditions here in a minute. Southeast Arkansas getting some heavy showers. That's going to be affecting Highway 167 and Highway 65 south in the northern part of the state. 412 east and west with shower activity more to the west of Mountain Home than the east. Most of it's concentrated to Clay County, Randolph, and Lawrence counties over to the east. Highway 65 from Little Rock to Branson is going to be a little bit wet and snowy today. The same thing with Highway 67 and 167 from Little Rock to Batesville and on up to Poplar Bluff, Missouri, where the two highways split there at Batesville. Interstate 30, not too bad from Little Rock to Texarkana. I-49 is pretty wet from Fort Smith to Fayetteville and Springdale. And I-40 west of Little Rock with shower activity is more prevalent to the east of Little Rock than west. And you got shower activity basically from Little Rock to Memphis. We'll scroll on down here and pick up Missouri and Illinois and parts of Tennessee. Shower activity from Memphis. Not much on I-40 Memphis to Jackson to Nashville, but Dixon and Nashville, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, all the way back up into Kentucky, southern Illinois. You can't even hardly find southern Illinois in that mess. But now we get into Missouri and Illinois. I-44, I-49, I-70, I-55, I-64, 57, 24, all your interstates in Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee, basically with some shower activity. If you're going from Nashville to Paducah, Kentucky, I-24, you've got rain, snow, and ice on that trip right there. Carbondale, Illinois, St. Louis. Hey, it's winter time.
Well, that's okay. It's a part of the season.
It's a part of the season. So, I mean, I think that's the first time in Missouri and Illinois. So you take Interstate 39, 35, 44, 70, 55. They've all got some type of precipitation. Across the river into Illinois, you got I-55, you got I-64, you got I-70, 24 at 57. Everything's covered.
Right.
Wow. Anyway. Winter weather advisory in Missouri, not affecting northern Arkansas. I think it's going to stay warm enough, so it's going to stay north of the state line and probably north of Highway 60 that runs east and west from Poplar Bluff to Springfield. For today, we have a 50% chance of rain and sleet, patchy fog, chance of rain, high of 39, 30% chance later on this evening. Cloudy tonight, low of 31. Tomorrow, Thursday, will be 40 degrees, mostly cloudy. Friday, mostly cloudy, high of 49. Then Saturday, sunshine. And Sunday, grab the turtle wax.
Yeah.
Give that dude a wax job.
It looks good.
65 degrees on Sunday. Wow.
I'll take it.
Bright sunshiny skies. Yeah. Yeah, going to be nice. Checking I-Drive, Arkansas. Let's see, we have an accident on I-40 towards Memphis. Mile marker 169.6, 2.4 miles west of Lone Oak. Eastbound lanes, right shoulder, a little bit slow right there. Other than that, everything's about normal. They got some culvert work they're doing and some road work across the state. Missouri's a little bit different. You go to Springfield, to Kansas City, to St. Louis. You got I-44, Highway 63, parts of Highway 67, Interstate 55. The purple is covered roads. Partly covered is your solid blues. Your lighter blue is mostly clear. But other than that, if you're going to Springfield and then on up to St. Louis or perhaps Kansas City or Jefferson City on Highway 63, take a look at MoDOT and make sure that your route's clear enough to get there safely. And so, wow, a lot of difference between here in Springfield and here in St. Louis. You're going to hit it around Farmington, Missouri. And then most of 44's got some snow and ice. So need to be careful out there. Wow. Morning weather is brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zador. For all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793. And coming up for the community calendar is now brought to you by your local Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. We're going to be right back after we see this nice ad from your local Sears store. Be right back.
Start the new year with us. Your local Sears hometown store is your destination for appliances, lawn and garden equipment, tools, and much more. Savings up to 30% on appliances. And save 70% on this Craftsman 42-piece bit socket wrench set, now only $29.99. And take up to 25% off tractors, mowers, snow throwers, and more. No credit required leasing and Sears card financing available.
Visit your Sears hometown store located right here in Mountain Home.
Hey, be sure to stop by this weekend and save with their Family and Friends sales event at your local Sears store. Special pricing on everything in the store, 1029 Highway 62 East. Give them a call at 425-3191. And our thanks to J.R. Hightower, the owner of Sears.
Most
Love
definitely.
Sears.
Yeah.
I've been going to Sears since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I mean, I tell you, love Sears. Wow.
That's a long time.
There's going to be a pancake. What was that?
You ought to see the grasshopper.
The pancake breakfast at the Clark Ridge Volunteer Fire Department takes place February 15th from 8 o'clock to 11 a.m. The Clark Ridge Volunteer Fire Department will hold its pancake breakfast, the first one of the year, at the firehouse at 12101 Highway 201 in Clark Ridge. These folks do a great job. Let me tell you, this is top notch. $7 for adults, $3.50 for kids 3 and under. Come on up, have a great breakfast. A lot of fun up there at the Clark Ridge Volunteer Fire Department. Great folks up there, and glad I found out about this. Love to help them out. And of course, we have the Slap and Leather Texas Hold'em tournament coming up on February 15th. It's going to be at the Elks Lodge. Registered 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock registration, 1 o'clock the tournament starts. Shuffle Up and Deal. If you need more information about this, you call Lester Wright at 421-2006. It's going to be a lot of fun with that activity. And then you have the Have a Heart campaign. This is for the Van Meter Senior Center. This is a benefit of the Meals on Wheels program there. $3 can provide a homebound senior a warm meal from the Van Meter Senior Center. You can get 5 meals for $15, 7 for $21, 30 meals for $90, and you can do it in memory or honor of a loved one right here. And they've also got the Valentine Cookie Sale February 10th through the 14th, 8 a.m. to 4:30. Help support a great cause. 1101 Spring Street. Vanilla or chocolate Valentine decorated cookies available to purchase, packaged individually, or cookie bouquets available for yourself, friends, and family. Cookies will be $1 to $2 each, depending on what you choose. Cookie bouquets are $12 per half dozen, $20 for the dozen. Chocolate suckers, hearts, roses, $1 each, and they'll also have cookie bouquets of accepted. Take 2 pre-order sales for full or half dozen cookie bouquets through February 7th. Need more information? Call them at 424-3054. Now that I totally botched that one. Y'all got anything coming up, Dave?
The Valentine's Day Parents Night Out. Like I said, was yesterday about the Mountain Home High School GAP program. The kids are going to be watching your children if you'd like. The first 60 children will be accepted. You can contact Heather Hatman at 870-425-1215. and she can tell you all about it. But it's it's hard to get a babysitter on Valentine's Day, and so they have that set up to help these kids go to Germany. So that's what the proceeds are going for.
That's good.
So,
Wonderful.
call Heather
And set it up.
Yeah.
Community Encounter brought to you by your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home, 1029 Highway 62 East. Love Sears. Man, I can go in there and buy tools and tools and tools and get home. I need one more and go back to Sears and buy more tools. Community Encounter brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Give them a visit at 1029 Highway 62 East. Dennis Dunderdale is our guest today from Arkansas Game and Fish. Stick around. We're going to be talking with him for the rest of the show. Be right back.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
For years I've lifted weights, probably 30 years. For the last 2.5, 3 years, I'd have pain in my back of my deltoid at the joint. And it was extremely painful. And it didn't matter if I lifted weights or what I did. Whenever I pushed on anything, it hurt. Dr. Osgood had told me about this laser therapy. And so I tried it. 4 sessions later, 0 pain. And now I'm lifting weights again with no pain.
When you need durable...
Which camera was to
there
look
it
at?
is.
Not sure which one this is.
You'll be on that one right
Hi,
there.
Mom.
Where have you been?
It has been a while.
Boy.
It has been.
I tell you what, with this flu going around, we've had a few cancellations, and she says, no problem, we got Dennis, and so we've seen the bear video and some others. I still like that bear.
We need to do a few more of those. But
Oh,
yeah.
I tell you, those videos are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you
it's,
been? It's good to
it's
see you.
interesting. I've been great. And knock on wood, because I don't talk too much about this on the air, but, those close to us know Emily's been kind of running through the paces with her back and spinal issues and all that. And thank goodness, because she had surgery up in St. Louis just before Christmas.
Oh, yeah,
just before Thanksgiving, actually.
Where's the surgery done?
Where is the surgeon? At St. Luke's.
Oh, it's St. Luke's. Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Scott Purvines. Just a super guy, and it's all working. And she's of course not totally out of the woods, but so much better than she was. So life is good, and we're looking forward to a great 2020.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Starting to dust off the camper and all that good
The
stuff.
prayers have helped.
The prayers have helped, and keep them coming, because we still need them. Yes, they have.
That's good.
So anyway, boy, it's been a busy season, a busy year, because it always is. I used to do these shows, and around this time of year, there'd be a lull. Deer season's winding down, and there's still archery going, and
Well, I think you
turkey
had
hasn't
one,
really started up yet, and duck season is not a big deal in this part. Not anymore.
Really?
It's 12 months of peak season, which is good. I mean, I guess that means we're getting the word out and that folks are doing what they want to do. But we got a few things before I forget, because I always try to jam this in at the end, running out of time. I think you gave me the frog in your throat there.
Thank goodness I got rid of it.
Great.
Merry Christmas.
Of course, our nearest education center is the Fred Berry Conservation Education Center over in Yellville, and that's right on Crooked Creek. If you're not familiar with the area, ask one of the locals where Kelly's Slab is, and anybody who's been around here more than just a little bit will know that. And if they don't, it's the road as you're heading on 62 West. After you make the big hard left turn there and coming through the center of Yellville, right across from where the old sheriff's station used to be, and it's pretty evident where that was. That road right across the street will take you to what used to be, well,
Is there a big sign there, white on brown?
yeah, well, it's one of the white on brown signs. But anyway, that's where we are, and it's a fabulous location. About 450 acres, maybe a little bit more than that. I think they did pick up a smaller parcel recently. But anyway, about 450 acres of what once upon a time was a dairy, well, maybe not a dairy, a cow farm. Somebody said dairy, but that doesn't make sense. Anyway, and we picked it up, oh gosh, 10, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, somewhere in there, and have been slowly converting it all back to native grasses and restoring it back to what was the terrain in this area when the Tricon hats were still here. And by golly, it's coming along. We're hearing quail calling out there all the time now, and we're seeing wildlife like you just wouldn't believe. In addition to that, they also have a great classroom, both an indoor and an outdoor classroom, and they have school trips coming all the time. And so I'm really plugging this place. It is a phenomenal resource and great walking trails. There's several miles of walking trails, some that walk along the bluff over Crooked Creek, some that go through the woods, some that just go across fairly level open ground. So regardless of what shape you're in, if you like to get outdoors and walk and do something a little more exciting than a treadmill, that's a great option for you. We got a few things coming up over there, and I got to put my glasses on for this. The first one, well, I don't know if it's the first one. I don't have these in order per se, but yeah, I guess the first one. February 15th is a beekeeping deal, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a beekeeping workshop for folks that want to get into keeping bees. And it will be February 15th, starts at 9 a.m., goes till 4 p.m., and I'm not going to read the whole thing in the interest of time here, but if you go to our website, the Game and Fish website, and I should have said that right up front, it's all the WW stuff,
Yep.
AGFC, which is Arkansas Game Fish Commission, agfc.com. It's just that simple. So www.agfc.com, and that's a very deep website. But if you find the education site and then, links to the outdoors or whatever, you'll find the happenings at Fred Berry Center. Also, we have a new Facebook page, actually a Facebook group called FBCEC. That's Fred Berry Conservation
good.
Education Center. FBCEC.
Maybe I could find it faster over there.
Well, it's FBCEC Happenings is the name of that Facebook group. And so if you're on Facebook, go ahead and pull that in and then like that page. And
Let me go back to the
become
education
part
on
of
the. How did I find it on the agfc.com? Education, drop down to calendar.
Go down to, let me find my deal here.
In the
Here we go.
field.
Education. First steps in the outdoors. Have I got that right? Tip. Nope. See, they've just kind of redone this again in the classroom. Yeah, there we go. Federal duck stamp, professional, that's noted on the water in the field. Where the heck is the...
Fishing and Federal, Junior Duck Stamp, Project Wild, Conservation Scholarship, Professional Development. It's gotta be in there somewhere. I was seeing, is that on the beekeepers now? Is that a youth event? Would that be on the calendar?
It very well may be.
Let me
And
see.
boy, I hate hunting for things on the air while people are kind of waiting for us. So let's come
Searching.
back. We'll get that
You
on
talk, I'll look.
We'll get that on the break, okay? So anyway, the information will be there. We also, in March coming up, March in this area, March 14th, I do declare, yes, we have a swap and shop. that's what that poster looks like. So that's what you'll be looking for. The Outdoor Gear Swap and Shop, pardon me for sticking that in front of my face, that is basically a swap meet for outdoor gear. And we're doing them all over the state. I think there's 8 different locations, not all on the same day. We're doing it on the 14th, as well as the Jonesboro Nature Center is doing it that same day. Once you find that, the whole point of that is, bring your stuff, set up a table. I'll just kind of read it quickly here. It's not a long blurb. To reserve a free vendor table or for more information, call the desired facility. And in this case, that would be the Fred Berry Center. And I'm going to give you that phone number right now, so grab your pen. That number is 870-449-3484. And you can call and talk to either Marilyn or Ken, or leave a message on the answering machine and tell them that you'd like a table, give them your name and a callback phone number, and they'll set you up. But anyway, buy, sell, or trade old or new fishing, hunting, and outdoor gear. No fire alarms are allowed on this deal, so we're not set up to do firearm sales. Civic organization, church groups, other groups, all welcome. Come and get your sporting goods stuff, or bring your sporting goods stuff. If you don't want to sell it and you don't want to hang around and do with all that, if you want to donate it to us, we will absolutely make good use of that and could use the proceeds, and we'll gladly do so. But anyway, you'll find out more information about that again on our website as soon as I figure out where it is. Got a couple of hunter education classes coming up.
Looky here, success.
Hey, there we go. You got it up there?
That's the beekeeper.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
There's the beekeeper. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, okay. We have a couple of hunter education classes coming up. There's one, in fact, it's next week. Would that be next week? Yeah, February 8th. That's going to be at the Stone County Fairgrounds in Mountain View.
Yeah.
Yep. And what they do, that will be hunter education as well as boater education. So what they do over there is they'll have 2 different rooms going. They'll have the hunter education in the main education building there. And then in one of the classrooms off to the side, there'll be another group of folks that are teaching boater education. So, you can't do both at the same time, obviously, but if you need one or the other, go to our website. That one, I know you can find that one by going to agfc.com, click on the hunting tab, and all the way down the bottom, you'll see the hunter education tab. Click that, and that will take you to where those classes are.
Testing sites right there.
Yep. So that one will be February 8th. February 15th, there'll be one. This is just hunter education only, and that will be at the Clinton Fire Department. And I'm pretty sure that those will both be 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Those are 10-hour classes. Then in April, we're going to have one at the Fred Berry Center, April 4th, that one is, and that's hunter education only, no boater ed at that one as well. So hunter education on April 4th at Fred Berry, that will be 8 to 6. Again, you can either call the center or you can go to our website and register for those classes. It really helps us if you do pre-register, although it's not totally required. I mean, if you didn't pre-register, don't not show up. And speaking of hunter education, we've made some changes to the way that how are we doing on time? I want to talk about this for a second.
Oh, yeah, you got time. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We've made a few changes on the way that our, what we call the alternative course works. If you wanted to just do, the instructor-led class like what most folks do, then there's no change there. However, we've always offered 2 alternative options. One was a CD-ROM that we would give you for free, and the course would be on that CD-ROM, and you would go all the way through it. There's 9 chapters. Each chapter would have a little quiz at the end. You'd pass that quiz, go on to the next chapter, etc. At the very end, there'd be a 50-question comprehensive quiz. You pass that, and when you're done, it would tell you to print out a voucher saying that you've done all of these things. Bring that voucher to us, and we would give you a 50-question test. Okay. Similarly, the same type of offering was available online, although that was managed by the company who provides all our course material. That would cost $20. The advantage to that would be that you could do it anywhere. You could tap the internet, whereas the other one you had to have the CD-ROM to keep going. Now, what we've done was changed it so that if you're 16 or older, there's no more CD-ROM available. We've the company has stopped supporting those. We've made changes to the test that are Arkansas specific, and there's no way to go back to those CD-ROMs and add those changes in. So the CD-ROM, the free CD-ROM is no longer an option. The online course is, and if you're 16 or older, you take the online course. It does cost $19.95. And we don't get a penny of that. That all goes towards Calcemy, who is the company that manages all of this information for us. You go online, you take the course, you pass the test, you're done. We never see you. They'll send you your card in the mail after you give them your money. If you're under 16, 15 or under, then same deal. You can still do it online, except you still have to come to us for a test plus a 2-hour, what we call a completion course. So for kids that are under 16, we still want to see those kids. We want to be able to look them in the eye. We have about a 2-hour program that involves ethics, tree stand safety, some of the things that you just really need to look at these kids and get them in the palm of your hand and try to convince them of what it is you need to know that a computer just can't do for you.
It's good to see, though, Dennis, that the state of Arkansas takes this very seriously.
Oh, we do.
I mean, when you're sitting there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 at night,
yeah,
you probably get a 30, 40-minute break there for a sandwich or a drink or something like that. But still, it's going to be some intensive study, and that's good.
It is, yeah. So that's the thing now. With if you're under 16, the online thing still requires you to come to us for a 2-hour, what we call a field day, and then the test. Now, this becomes really important for people that are involved in the shooting sports program. Our Arkansas Youth Shooting Sports Program, and it is the most popular scholastic trap program in the country.
Really?
It's huge. That requires every one of those athletes have to have a hunter education card in order to participate in a tournament. And that's always been the case. With that CD-ROM, it used to be able to help those kids that would procrastinate, and if you've got kids, you know that that's going to happen. We used to be able to get a CD-ROM to that kid even the week before the tournament if they had to. They might be up late dealing with it, but they could get it done, get the test. Their coaches are usually instructors, so they could give them the test or they'd come to us, and they'd be able to meet that deadline. That won't happen anymore because we simply can't squeeze in a 2-hour field day on demand for an individual kid that might have forgot to do that. So we'll be scheduling those, and we'll probably have them maybe monthly, or we haven't figured out what our schedule will be yet. But let's just say once a month we'll have those at the Fred Berry Center, or maybe another one here in town. Well, if we just had one last Saturday, we're not going to set one up for 2 kids that haven't taken care of their hunter ed thing yet. So they're going to have to, figure out something. So that really becomes important. So if you're a shooting sports athlete, make sure you get to your hunter education course or get your hunter education card well in advance of the deadlines. Speaking of which, the deadline coming up for that for coaches, if you are a shooting sports coach, those are February 1st is the deadline to have all of your students registered in our online system. Okay, so that's
you mean like Saturday?
Like this Saturday, yeah. Now it opens on January 1st. Is that right, January? Yeah, January 1st it opens. So they have a month to get it done, but that window is closing February 1st. And then pick up for supplies, because, we give these kids shot shells and targets and all that stuff for their practices.
Really?
So the coaches have to be at our facility down in Jacksonville. February 7th and February 8th is supply pickup. Okay. And then March 1st is the deadline. You can add students up till March 1st, but if you do it after February 1st, we won't be able to give them supplies. Wow. So you'll have to foot the bill for your own shells and targets for any kid you add after that date.
We up to a break point? 7:34, look at that.
Keep going? We good? Keep going?
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
More Dennis.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. stop.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
Hi, we're Bob and Lynn.
7:37, continue our talk with Denis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish.
Yeah, so, most folks think of this time of year as, okay, well, the hunting seasons are over and all. No, they're not. We still have a deer season going on. You know that our deer season goes, if you're an archery hunter and you want to hunt the urban hunts up in Lakeview and Bull Shoals, or there's other ones elsewhere in the state too, your season starts September 1st and goes all the way till February, well, this year, February 29th, but the last day of February. That's 6 months of open season, and you can take 6 deer normally. And in that urban hunt situation, it's unlimited. You can take as many deer as you want to take. So we have a really, really liberal deal. Interestingly enough, though, and of course the only part that's open now, the rifle season closes 3 days after Christmas. There's a 3-day bonus hunt. It'd be 26, 27, and 28.
28,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the end of the rifle season, or modern gun, we call it. But archery season is still open. So you can use a crossbow or a compound bow or a traditional recurve or a longbow, whatever you want, but it has to be archery. And that's still open, goes till the end of February. I wanted to kind of mention, before we get into the CWD stuff, I wanted to mention our harvest is down quite a bit.
Really?
Yes. Prior to this year, we've had 7 consecutive years with more than 200,000 deer harvested in the state, season long. Now, we're not done with the season yet, but to date, we only have about 186,000 deer harvested.
Wow. What was that?
186,000. And there's a harvest report on the website. In fact, we can go to it
That's
if you
for
want.
2019?
Yeah, for the 2019
Wow,
2000 season. Yeah. Now, we're getting calls, and I'll run into folks at the gas station or wherever, and they're saying, that CWD thing, man, did you see how many, fewer deer we're killing now? Guys, I don't think that's it. Here's what's going on. We had one of the largest bumper crop of acorns and what we call hard mast, natural food for the deer to eat. And when the deer are eating acorns on the ground, they're not very likely to come coming out to your bait site or, moving, around in the open fields or browsing in the fields, like they're going to go deep in the woods where the acorns are, and they're going to, now if you can find the acorns, you'll find the deer, and we still killed 186,000 of them, so it's not like nobody's getting
the
any.
bumper crop of acorns?
Bumper crop of acorns, and that's a phenomenon that happens every now and again. It also happened with our bear harvest, same way. Bear are heavily dependent on acorns and other nuts.
What about, just all of a sudden you just had an abundance of...
Well, it's, like any agricultural harvest, it's weather, water, all of those things. Because we had a fairly wet spring, last year. We had fairly mild weather.
Yep.
And the conditions were just prime for oak trees to, put out lots and lots and lots of acorns. And when they do, if you're hunting, a lot of hunters will hunt in a tree stand over some kind of a bait. Now, you can't use bait on public land, but on private land you can, at least from September through the end of December. Because of CWD, if you're in the CWD zone, you can't use it after the end of December. But, prior to that, a lot of folks do. And if you're putting out corn and think you're going to pull deer out of the woods from acorns to come eat your corn, forget it. It's not going to happen. What do you want, lobster tails or popcorn? So
you want real mashed potatoes or you want instant potatoes? Come on.
Yeah, there you go. You get the idea. So, so the harvest and the harvest is definitely dependent on where the how the deer are going to move and where they're going to move. And some of that is predictable, and some folks really put in their time and really study, okay, where are the oak trees, where are the particular acorns that the deer are going to favor, and they like the pin oaks over the nuttalls and all that kind of stuff. And, some hunters just go deep into that, and they really study it, and they usually, get their rewards. However, a lot of other hunters, they have the place where they're going to go. They've got their land set up. They've got their tree stand there. They put out their feeder or however it is they're going to set themselves up, and that's where they're going to hunt, whether there's deer there or not. So it's kind of like fishing's the same way. If you want a good fishing spot, walk a quarter of a mile from the parking lot, and you'll probably get one. Same with hunting. You want to get a good hunting spot, walk a quarter of a mile from the parking lot at the public lands, and you probably won't find, but within that smaller area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what was going on. That harvest report, I just wanted to kind of throw that up. CWD, I haven't checked the numbers as of late, and other than the one in Independence County, I think since I saw you, I don't remember if...
Well, see, it's outside the zone. Can we throw that up, David?
Yeah, let's do that. That makes...
So here's your zone. Of course, you got the Missouri state line, the Oklahoma state line, then south of Scott County, Yell County, Pope, Van Buren, Stone, and Baxter now is all in here. But there's one on the Baxter-Marion line right here at the White River. See that one?
Yeah.
But it's not listed here in the list under the positives. But now, Newton County...
Why is Baxter not listed there? Something's not right.
Well, unless it's... They probably counted it in Marion, but it's right on the river.
No, Baxter County is in the... Oh, okay. That's listing positives. That's not listing counties in the zone. That's why that is. Yeah, that positive that brought Baxter County into the zone actually was a Marion County harvest.
Yeah.
And here's how that works. The way we establish the counties that are going to be in the zone, when we find a positive, we draw a 10-mile radius around that positive. Any county that falls within that 10-mile radius is now going to be in the zone.
And see, that's why Stone County's in the zone, but
exactly.
There's nothing detected there.
Right.
Same in Van Buren County. And, well, there's one, let's see, there's three. Three in Pope County. That's not bad, and it's
still heavily concentrated.
In Newton.
And that
478, 495 total so far.
Right, and that, because that's where the first one was found, and I think I've told you, how that whole story came down. In 2015, an elk cow was harvested and sent in, because we send every elk results in. And plus, we've also sent in thousands of deer samples over the years, every roadkill, and we'd arbitrarily take a sample and send those in. Never had a positive come back, going back since the first CWD case was found up in Colorado. And that was, I don't know, back in 2000, I think. Or no, before that. But anyway, we've been testing for a long time. Never had a positive until that elk cow in 2015. So when we found that one, a couple of days later, we found another deer over in Newton County. In fact, on the property of our Elk Education Center in Ponca is where we found that. Once we found those 2, we pulled the CWD management plan off the shelf, dusted it off, and went to work. And what that plan said was we needed to get an intensive study of samplings in and around, within 10 miles of those 2 locations, and that's what we found. I mean, that first, it was a 2-week study, and before the 2 weeks was up, we were looking for 300 samples. When we got to about 150 or 160, we already had 65 positives just in that first 2 weeks.
And it's still so concentrated to Newton County, Boone, and Carroll County. I mean, basically Newton County with, you have 478 CWD plus whitetail deer, 17 CWD, and elk, a total of 495 positives in that county.
Yeah.
And this goes back to 2016, so we're going back 4 years. I mean, you can go to agfc.com and pull this up on the CWD.
Right.
Let's grab a quick break real quick.
Okay.
And that way we can have a little bit more time to talk. More with Dennis right after this.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
Start the new year with us. Your local Sears hometown store is your destination for appliances, lawn and garden equipment, tools, and much more. Savings up to 30% on appliances. And save 70% on this Craftsman 42-piece bit socket wrench set, now only $29.99. And take up to 25% off tractors, mowers, snow throwers, and more. No credit required leasing and Sears card financing available.
Visit your Sears hometown store located right here in Mountain Home.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
$7:48 more with Dennis Dunderdale. And during the break, Dennis wanted me to say this. Several years ago, I was taking Mom to Thanksgiving down in Conway. It was on Highway 14 and 27. And, of course, there was a dead deer alongside, and the carcass was all busted open. It's a fresh kill, probably killed 3 or 4 hours before. But there's a bald eagle feeding on that. And it said, look at the eagle, look at the eagle. About the time he became airborne, and literally, Dennis, he flew in such a way, he was like a vehicle in the other lane.
Wow.
Literally, my eyes caught his as he went by the driver's window of my vehicle. Beautiful bird.
Wow.
But he was feeding on that deer.
Yeah.
CWD,
they're
question
scavengers.
mark, and the eagle. Can that...
Yeah, let me talk just a little bit about that. Now, keep in mind, Game and Fish Commission is not a health agency. Okay, we do have pathologists and we have veterinarians and biologists, and also, it's not like we don't stay very close to those health organizations. But we're not the ones to determine how a particular disease is going to move. That sort of thing. Now, with that said, the two world leading experts on those matters are the World Health Organization and the CDC. Both of them still contend that there is zero evidence to believe that CWD is going to transmit outside of the family of Cervidae, or cervids, which is deer, elk, caribou, and moose.
So it's going to stay with those species there.
Yeah, and it will stay within those species, and it doesn't really, especially with birds. Their metabolism is so
totally different.
Well, and fast. I mean, what they just work completely different than the way mammals do. Now, what might be an issue is a bird, because vultures, eat carcasses all the time, and so do eagles. We just don't see that as often, but they do. I mean, they're as much a vulture, as much of a scavenger as a vulture is.
So what's the common denominator in the four species you mentioned? Have they looked at that common denominator, the deer, the elk? What did you say, deer, elk, caribou, and what was the other? Moose?
Moose, yeah. What's the common denominator? Well, they're in the Cervidae family. They shed their antlers and that sort of thing. Once you get beyond that, we're going to have to get a biologist in here because you're above my pay grade. And if you think I had a hard time finding the beekeeping workshop, where did you think? Where did you see me trying to research that while the show was running? But I mean, those are Cervidae, by definition. Cervids, is what they are. The Cervidae family. So those are in there. Now, there are other, similar type diseases, and the difference in CWD or those other type diseases are they're not a living organism. There's no virus, there's no bacteria to kill, there's no living organism that you can kill or medicate or take out that way. It's actually a protein deficiency, not a deficiency, but a breakdown in the way that the proteins fold. And again, we're getting deep into the weeds here, but if you looked at the diagram of a healthy protein cell, it would be kind of a corkscrew spiral. In animals with CWD, that protein folds the wrong way, misshapes itself, at which point it's called a prion.
Yeah.
Okay? And those prions don't behave and don't split and don't do the things they're supposed to do. They manifest in the brain of the animal that gets it. And as a result, change the cognitive abilities and functional abilities of that animal to the point where they don't eat and their systems just go haywire. And they stop eating and ultimately die from starvation, thus the term wasting disease. There are other similar type things. It's sort of like mad cow disease. That's the same type of situation. We don't have mad cow disease, at least there's no reported cases in the United States, but certainly Europe and the United Kingdom know a lot about that. Scabies is another similar disease that sheep and goats will get.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, and so, there are other type proteins, but scabies stays within the sheep family, and CWD stays within the cervids, and mad cow disease stays within the bovine. And they don't transmit, horizontally across species lines. They do transmit, however, through the soil. They transmit essentially through bodily fluids, saliva, urine, feces, those sorts of things. So if a deer is eating out of a corn pile, one of the reasons we've restricted bait is the corn pile. Well, if that deer has CWD, it's licking that corn. Another deer, when they're eating out of a pile, they're all congregant. Well, that's not the way deer normally feed. They usually disperse into a field, and they're doing that. So they'll pick it up that way. That bird you were talking about, whether it's a vulture or an eagle or something else, they may eat a tainted or an infected animal and then pass through their stool onto the ground and somehow, another animal. Now, the odds of that happening are far less than licking out of the same food bowl, if you will.
So when let that protein that folded, blah, 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 does it get actually into the meat? Does it get into the blood system?
It's mainly through the lymph nodes, spinal column, brain tissue, those sorts of things. So no, not really. However, the suggestion is, a strong suggestion, a recommendation, I guess, is have your deer tested if you're in the zone. In fact, you can get it tested if you're not in the zone. And we've got these test coolers all over the place. And there's a whole page in there on how you can get your meat tested. If you do kill a deer, say if you kill several deer, say if you kill 3 deer, keep those deer separate in separate bags in your freezer until the test results come back. Because if you got 3 deer and you put all the meat in one bag and you get 2 negatives and 1 positive, how are you going to know which pile of hamburger came from you don't. So keep those separate until the results come back, and then if you do have a positive, you can just discard the one that you know is positive, and you're still okay with the others. But the meat doesn't change, it doesn't look different. However, we're recommending definitely don't eat the meat from an animal that you know is not just CWD, it could be another disease, any kind of sick animal. You don't want to eat sick animal meat. But not because we have proof that it will transmit to humans through consumption. It makes common sense. You don't want to do that.
It's just the unknown.
Yeah, it's definitely a deal. And that Independence County discovery really kind of threw things for a loop there. That's on the far east side of the county, which is way over by.
I think that's over here. Let me hit that again.
I think that's over by
that's Batesville.
Oil Trough, right? Well, it's further east than Batesville. Batesville's in the middle of the county, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's over,
That's near the Jackson County line.
Yes,
Look
it
how
is.
close that is.
Yes,
Wow.
it is. So now, because that came up mid-season, they decided not to include Independence County in the zone right now because it would just confuse everybody mid-season to change
I know,
the
folks,
zone.
there's Newport right here.
Yeah. So those counties, if you draw 10 miles around that red dot in Independence County, again, I'm going to let the deer biologists, I don't want to get ahead of them on what their decisions are, but if they do what they've been doing, then Independence, Jackson, and I can't tell what's that right below there. What's right below Jackson? No, that'd be too far away. So Independence and Jackson
That'd be
County.
White County down here.
Yeah, that's
That'd be serves of White County, Faulkner.
Yeah, but I think that's out far enough. That might be outside that 10-mile circle. But if it's not, that may very well end up in the zone. So it looks like Independence and Jackson will be in the zone as well.
Boy.
Yeah, it's, but it's not spreading at a rapid rate. It's like one here, and then out of the
so
blues.
Isolated until you get to Newton and Boone and Carroll County.
Right. I'll tell you the one that really kind of got everyone's attention.
3 minutes.
Was the one down in the Sebastian County and Scott County. Those ones down south of the Arkansas River, that really got our attention. We were really kind of hoping that.
But nothing else has popped up.
Right.
And this map is 2016, February 16 to June of 19.
Yes.
So you've got, 3 years and, 4 months in there. So
yeah,
40 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's ironic that there's nothing, south of Jackson, you've got one in Pope, and of course Johnson, Franklin, Crawford counties there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, it really is. And of course we've established a whole new division within the agency to address this. It's a research,
Yeah. Final 2 minutes.
Okay.
Boy, it goes fast.
Yeah, it
I
does.
told you.
I know, right?
Okay, a couple of other deadlines I want to talk about. Turkey season is a-coming.
Okay.
And, of course, that is a big deal to a lot of folks in this area. If you want to apply for a WMA, Wildlife Management Area is what WMA stands for. If you want to hunt on a WMA anywhere in the state, you need to, in addition to your license, get a free, what we call a special use permit. Go online, go to the license section, and just select that you want to get the WMA permit. The reason we do that is we want to keep track of who's hunting, WMAs and who isn't. It doesn't have to be WMA specific, and it doesn't cost you any money. If you're going to want to hunt, we have an early season in, let's say, the Sillamore National Forest, okay, which is a WMA. That one has a 3-day closed to everybody except special permit holders season, and you can apply for that permit. It's $5 application fee, and the deadline for that is February 15th. Okay,
Coming up quick.
Started January 1st, February.
1, 8, and 15 is your weekends.
Started January 15th and runs for a month, yeah. And then they will make those announcements on February 20th. And the way that works is if you get drawn for that, I got drawn a few years ago. I'd like to get drawn again, but the way that works is the season opens on, and I can't remember what actual date it is, but the season will open on Monday, the regular non-youth season. So if you get one of those special permits in the forest, you get to hunt, and they only put like 175 permits out there. You get to hunt Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and nobody else without a permit can hunt those 3 days. Then they shut everything down for Thursday and Friday, and then open it back up for all licensed hunters on Saturday, the following week.
So that we got to say goodbye.
Okay, well, that's
Thanks, Dennis. Good to see you.
All
It's
right.
always good to have you. Looking forward to next month. We got to run. Got 9 seconds left. See you tomorrow.